I recently received a sample of these silicone proofing baskets to try out, and I'm really excited. This is the first time that I used it. It was last night, and I'm going to bake my bread this morning, so it's been proofing overnight, cold proofing in my fridge. Looks like it's held my dough up really well, and my proofing has come out. So the true test is going to be when we turn it out, does it stick? In addition to this loaf size shaped basket, there's also a small one and a large one. And the nice thing about these is that they are very compact, so they're collapsible. It makes it really easy for storage instead of trying to store a whole bunch of full-size baskets in somewhere inside your kitchen. When you're done with it, you can just fold it back up, stack them all together, and they take up a small amount of space. And that is really important if you are lacking in storage. So let's turn this out and see how it came out. Take our cover off. My dough looks nice and moist. There we go. That was a little bit of a struggle. So I did lightly flour this before I put my dough in it last night. I definitely think after a couple of uses, it will probably not be a little more difficult to remove. I mean, it will be less difficult to remove my dough after a few uses. And I would add a little more flour. I think some flour would definitely be needed in here since it is silicone. It's not going to breathe in the same way that your like wooden or cotton or fabric lined baskets would do so. But otherwise, I think I'd be pretty happy with this. My loaf looks fantastic. It is very moist, so it retained all the moisture because it's the silicone instead of an absorbent material. And if that's the kind of result that you're looking for, it's not sticky and it came out just fine, I would definitely continue to use those. It says you can also bake inside them. So if you have some kind of application in which you would need to do that, I would feel perfectly comfortable doing that. But for me, I just need proofing baskets, and this is a very viable option. Right, here's my bread that has come out of the silicone proofing basket. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with how this came out. Look at the blistering on that beautiful crust. And the oven spring I got is amazing. I think part of this blistering is probably due to the amount of moisture that was retained in the dough because of it being silicone. So nothing in the basket itself was absorbing any of the moisture. And I think that's made a really big difference. This is going to be super fluffy on the inside. I can already tell based on how it's come out. The scoring didn't split too much. It's gorgeous. So definitely maybe a little bit of a struggle getting it out of the proofing basket, but I think that will improve with subsequent uses. And I think the results speak for themselves.